So just picked up Osmo Pocket 4 for the business and also for social media content. I did have the Osmo Pocket 3 and then the Osmo Pocket 4 got released, but I did hear rumors about the Pro in development, so I waited it out. This is gonna help me film a lot of cinematic B-roll. So I did go for the vlog combo, which comes with, I'll show you right now. So you get all of that. So the device, frame tape, fill light, magnet, mini tripod, and all the extra stuff, which I think is pretty worth it. Big upgrade as well. So this one has 2 lenses on it. I am very excited to test this out. So that is the device itself. 2 lenses. So you got one 1-inch lens and then a 3x lens. It does feel heavier than the Pocket 3. One of the issues I had with the Pocket 3 is the screen. Now this screen does feel a little bit sturdy just from handling it. And I did also go with the freshly released DJI Mic Mini 2S. So I do also film podcasts with a lot of clients. So I've got 2 microphones and receiver, so this is going to help with that. And also just make sure my content sound quality is a lot better than it is. So right now I'm actually filming on the iPhone, which isn't too bad, if I'm being honest. 17 Pro Max does put out decent quality, but the Osmo is marginally better. Little side quest. Just taking the quad out of the garage. I will get these in the vlogs at some point. So we've got this and a Raptor 700R. This one's remapped. Right now just chilling. Pre-workout before today's Saturday session. I was thinking, I didn't really give a verdict on what the M140i was like to own for just under 3 years. And to be honest, the first time I owned the M140i, I loved it at the start and I kind of got bored with it. Wasn't really much tuning options available out when I bought it. And then B58 platform became more popular. And then the M140i's just took off in the UK. So I thought I'd give the car a second chance. And if I'm being honest, I absolutely loved it. I can see why there's such an appeal for the M140i's, even though they are a handful to drive when you tune them. And you do need to spend a lot of money, let's say, to get them to handle decently. It's never going to be a full fat M car. It was never supposed to be a full fat M car, but I like to refer to it as more of a like hot rod. So in a straight line, absolute weapon, loads of torque. Very, very fun to drive. And after owning the RS3 and the M140i, I know these get compared a lot. 2 very different cars. So I think in certain moments I would prefer the RS3 when you're just sort of punching around locally, when you want to get off the line really quickly and just sort of throw the car around. But in terms of enjoyment factor, the M140i hands down takes it for me. It's just a lot more engaging and a lot more fun to drive, and especially when you tune them. So my M140i was stage 3 and I did absolutely everything to the car. Single exhaust to make it sound more like a 2JZ Supra, ambient lighting, starlight roof, chrome alloys. Probably the only M140i with chrome alloys. Definitely a one-of-one car. So you're probably wondering why I sold it. And reason being is, I think I mentioned this briefly in the last video. When you have something nice, or like a nice car, or it could be like, I don't know, let's just say a materialistic item that's nice, right? When you get too attached to it, then it starts becoming like the main focal point of your life. And
because the M140i was so popular, and it's still, even though I've sold the car, right, it's still doing viral numbers on TikTok right now. Because the M140i was so popular, I found myself putting a lot more time into the car, driving the car, modifying the car than I wanted, and it was becoming too much of a focal point for me. So I feel like when you have something nice, appreciate it, but then also don't put it on a pedestal, if that makes sense. So enjoy it, but let it freely flow through your life. So I got offered, someone offered to buy the car for good money, surprisingly good money after 3 years of ownership, and also with the mileage that the car was on. And yeah, I just thought it was time to let it go. And as I said in like the last vlog, in order to let something new flow into your life, you have to sort of release the current thing that's in your life. And that's exactly what I did. So right now I'm just driving around a normal 3 Series 320D. Manual does the job until something else comes into my life. But yeah, my mates were saying this as well. Sometimes when you want to lock in, when you want to hustle, you need to get out your comfort zone. So driving a Dinger like this definitely has put me back into like a hustler mindset. So right now I'm just grinding, I'm hustling away, gym, business, focusing on my health, just trying to be successful, guys. So sometimes you have to do that. And when you have too much nice things around me, at least for me anyway, this is gonna sound so arrogant, but I almost don't like it in a sense, because you get too comfortable, and then you're like, why do I need to better things when I'm already comfortable right now? And for me, I'm always striving for the next best thing. I think it's just the way I'm programmed. I always want more. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate what I have, but then I always find myself wanting more. And it's not even so much that I just want the best things. I just know what I'm capable of, and that's why I'm constantly pushing myself. So even with the gym, like, people say to me, oh, your physique's looking good, and mashallah, I've been putting in the work and it is showing, but again, in my head, nowhere near where I want to be. And I feel like to get places now, you need to have that mindset, and you need to move quickly. That's one thing that I've come to realize very recently, and it was actually after having a conversation with a very good friend of mine. So yeah, she said that if you want to seize opportunities, and if you want to make the best of an opportunity, then you need to move quickly. You can't sit on ideas for too long, because trust me, there'll be someone out there, or there'll be 10 other people out there with a similar idea, and you best believe that those guys are putting in the work and moving quickly, at least from what I found anyway. Yeah, pre-workout rant over. Today we're doing a upper day. I've been running a upper lower split, so currently I'm doing upper lower X infinity without any rest days. And I feel like if your volume is controlled and your intensity is controlled to a point where you're leaving like 1 rep in reserve, this is going to sound like complete gibberish to the non-fitness people. So if you're sort of leaving a little bit in the tank at the end of your exercise, then you're not really burning yourself out. You're just creating like a small spike for muscle growth, and you want to be doing that sort of multiple times throughout the week. When I first started training, right, I used to go in 30 sets for chest. Because I was a newbie, anything works, right, when you're first starting out. I used to go in 30 sets for chest. I'd be sore for like 5 days, and then I used to, in my head, soreness was an indication of muscle growth. And as you sort of become more advanced, you realize that it's not sustainable, and doing that, you're just, not only are you wrecking your joints, but it's just overkill. You don't need to be doing it. So right now I'll go in, create like a small stimulus or a small spike. Don't get me wrong, I'm still training hard, I'm still lifting heavy weights, but I'm creating a small spike multiple times throughout the week. So my myops and my protein synthesis is sort of constantly heightened throughout the week. So I'll do another video at some point on all of that. I don't want to go too technical in this video, but yeah, upper day. It's been a good month, alhamdulillah. I've got some surprises coming as well for the videos. Something I've been working on behind the scenes, and stay tuned.
Emocional, mas não vou por contação. Belo, vou viver a minha vida da ação. E na fonte dos tu casa, te dá dia, não dá.
In the Mustang, top down. Mushy is on the quad in front.
Post gym come down.